We both have our PhD in soccer.
We saw the game very differently, where I was always looking backwards, seeing everybody, and he was from behind, seeing the whole perspective.
We couldn't be more different from East Coast, West Coast, striker, midfielder versus a goalkeeper.
Our style.
Style's pretty good.
Style. There's a Tim Howard you would have seen on the field, a Landon Donovan you would have seen on the field, but then there's this, and that's what people are going to see.
I'll never say something on our podcast that I wouldn't say walking down the street.
We can be unfiltered and just talk about it versus worrying about hurting someone's feelings or what to say or what not to say. We live in a world now where we try to make everything black and white, but it's not. You think you're right, you know you're right, and you can still be wrong, right? And you have to always remember that, because that's what the game is. That's what soccer is, and life is that, right? And so there's nuance involved, and we can toe that line pretty accurately.
Being able to dive deep into stories that people have never heard or never think go on the inside. Landon and I will hopefully be able to share some perspective on what happened in our locker rooms and on the planes and the buses and the hotels, and also try and relate them to what's actually going on in the world of soccer. It's so easy to create a judgment of another player or of a game or a way a team plays. Our listeners are going to come very curious and hopefully leave very informed, because we'll be able to break some of these things down that says, well, it's not as simple as it looks.
I'm probably quite different in a lot of ways than people would have seen on the field.
We've lived so much of the same soccer experiences. People know us. I'm big on my opinion and giving it straight down the barrel. This is going to be an opportunity for our audience to get to know us in a completely different way.
It's the challenge of TV is you have 30 seconds or 60 seconds or a minute and a half max. And you also have 2 or 3 other people with you on the panel sometimes, right? So this is the ability to just speak freely.
The entry point for casual soccer fans in America are a lot of different things. Video games, podcasts like ours, it's Premier League games and MLS games. It's not just going to the stadium with your granddad.
The culture is very unique in our country. We can speak to all of it. The same people who wake up and watch Brighton play, who are then playing Sunday League at their local park, who are also watching Club America play Chivas at night and then going to an LAFC game.
And so we have an opportunity, one, to educate, and 2, to entertain and be honest and real with our listeners, because we understand that it's going to be the diehard soccer fan, but it could also be the casual crossover sports fan. So, big responsibility.
Hey, I'm Landon Donovan here with Tim Howard. We have a new podcast, Unfiltered Soccer.
This is going to be an opportunity for our audience, currently and new audience, to get to know us in a completely different way.
I'm excited to show a different side of me.
We've lived so much of the same soccer experiences, and Landon and I have a responsibility with our podcast, because the entry point for casual soccer fans in America are a lot of different things. Our listeners are going to become very curious and hopefully leave very informed, because nothing in the game is as simple as it looks. Unfiltered Soccer, presented by Volkswagen.